This is a Stand Up Labs production, powered by digital media.
Hey, folks, you know us, you love us, you know what we love? Mack Weldon! Best clothes on the internet, if you ask me. I'm wearing a couple right now. It's better than anything you're wearing, that's for sure. You with your muumuus and dashikis. Kick it up a notch. We believe in smart design, premium fabric, simple shopping. I go on the internet, I pick it out, easy peasy, Japanesey. Most comfortable underwear, socks, shirts, undershirts, hoodies, and sweatpants you'll ever wear. All the products are naturally antimicrobial, which means they eliminate pussy farts.
Oh, boy.
Might have been too much there. I love a good queef. They want you to be comfortable, so if you don't like your first pair, you can keep it, and they will still refund you. No questions asked. That's pretty unheard of.
Yep. Go to MackWeldon.com, get 20% off using promo code Tuesdays. You know the drill. I got to assume you're all wearing this stuff. If you're not, for God's sake, start wearing it. It's good for going out, working out, going on dates, and just everyday life. It's good for listening to the podcast.
Yeah.
MackWeldon.com, 20% off using promo code Tuesdays. Hey, Mark, fake banter for the intro.
That's all I know how to do.
Great.
Good to be here.
Welcome to Tuesdays with
Stories.
Hit her in the face with a surfboard.
And then the duck fell out of his bag.
Surf's up. And she didn't even flush.
Knock, knock.
Who's there? Mark Norman and Joe List.
Yeah! This is Tuesdays with Stories, everybody.
That's terrible.
This is supposed to be cheesy.
My radio is spitting at me.
Hey, everybody. What's up, you fucks, you fucking... You know what I don't like? Fuckers. When people call someone fuckers. Hey, fuckers.
Why not?
It just feels a little too harsh, too sharp, too angry, too gay. I don't know.
It's weird when you break it down because a fucker is someone who fucks.
Yeah, I think sometimes it's not even mean. It's like cool. Hey, fuckers. What's up, fuckers?
Hey, fucker.
Also, I just think fuck right off the bat is a little much.
Right. It lends itself to not having a ton of good stuff to say when you got to throw a bunch of fucks in.
Yeah. I'll do it, though, like in rooms like Tampa Side Splitters. I throw a bunch of extra fucks in. Some places, they need to hear the fucks.
Dumb people like fuck.
Yeah, but I'm
Not that
done.
Tampa's dumb. I'm just saying.
Well, I talked about this last night. We were talking about Tampa Side Splitters and how it's very, like, clubby. Like, it's like a club comedy. And I have my best sets there. It's one of those things where you realize who you really are as a comic. It's like, I'm a real club comic, dick joke guy.
Interesting. I'm a little in the middle of alt and club.
Yeah, I suppose so. I mean, I can do well in an alt, but I have great sets. Like there's people that are like, I hate Tampa Side Splitters. They're animals down there. It's so wild. And I'm like, I love it. I have my favorite sets there.
Interesting. Yeah. For me, it's a bit of a struggle. I got to dumb down stuff, yell louder, more fucks.
Yeah, I mean, I do that. I yell a lot more fucks, but you know, I like saying fuck. I say fuck a lot. Fuckity fuck. I just don't like fuckers.
Fucker.
What's up, fuckers?
I'd say fuck with an A.
Uh-huh.
Because I'm not, a bigot.
I see.
What's up, fucka? My fucka rigged.
But we really jumped right into it. We're going here. We're all off the rail. How you doing? You look tired.
I'm wiped. I'm tired. I'm gay. I had a long night, a couple pops. And then I hit the gym. You ever been tired at the gym? I felt woozy. I was like pushing up weight like, oh man, I might just drop this on me.
Yeah, totally. You've been tired. And sometimes you just get to the gym and you're like, I don't want to be here at all. But you start working out. So many things that are you just got to start. Writing, working out. Once you get going, you're like, all right, now I feel good.
Woody Allen said 90% of things are just showing up.
Yes.
And that's why he fucked an Asian daughter.
Yeah, he showed up and fucked his child.
Yep, she was there.
Allegedly.
Yeah, I probably did it. And so did Cosby, goddammit. That's what makes them great comedians.
Yeah, Trump too. Throw him in there.
Why not? He fucked his own Ivanka? No.
Angelica Houston.
Bianca. Ivanka's a daughter. Melania.
Yeah. Melania is the other one.
Melanoma.
Doesn't it seem like, I don't want to sound prejudiced or gay or weird, but doesn't it seem impossible to think of Donald Trump and Melania having like a really engaging, warm conversation that's stimulating for both of them?
Totally. I can't see that at all.
It feels like she's his Russian broad, and then he talks about leaving women after they expire, after 35. Once they turn 35, they expire.
Right.
And he seems like just a generally bad human being.
Yeah, he seems like an odd duck. And what the hell is going on with the daughters? Are they just like, they seem normal. They seem lucid and with it. So are they just like, Jesus Christ, like, I'm embarrassed by my dad. Can you imagine these kids?
Yeah, some people aren't embarrassed by their dads, but I would imagine they would be. He's a bit of a wackadoo, but maybe
Yeah.
he's very sweet to them. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, even still, if I saw my dad on TV picking his own ass, I'd be like, well, that's a little off-putting. But if I saw my dad on TV going, hey, you rapist spics and you fat gooks and all that, I'd be like, oh man, this is gonna be a tough day at the office.
Yeah, it'd be tough to be on board if my dad was like, grab them by their pussies. They let me.
Yes,
Although part of me would be kind of impressed. I'd be like, that away, Dad. Give it to him.
I guess so. Yeah, there's a little of that too. And your dad's name's on all the buildings.
Yeah, that's exciting.
I was in Chicago. I was walking down Wabash Street.
I never know how to say Wabash.
I don't either. Wabash, Wabish, Wabosh.
It feels a little silly.
It does. So I was walking down Wabash, and there's just a huge Trump Tower with Trump written all down the side, and like all these foreigners were taking photos of it. It's a bit obscene.
Yeah.
Like, we got it, Trump. You're in the middle of the city. You got a huge building. We got it.
Well, he loves himself. He's a bit of a narcissist,
Egomaniacal.
as they say. But yeah, he's trouble. He's a crazy cat, that guy. And you know, Hillary's crooked, yada yada, whatever the hell. But
Yeah.
who knows what's what anymore? You know?
Yeah, everybody's crooked. We're all crooked. My dick's crooked.
But grab him by the pussies. This is the thing. People were like, "Oh, they talk like." I got in this debate last night at this party. Ari Shafir, nice barbecue yesterday.
Great job, Shafir.
But the people say, well, you know, there's locker room talk. We say way worse, and people say we say worse than the show, but we say worse things. Like we say, like come in her ass, come in her tits, suck a dick, fuck a kid. But hopefully it's all silly and fun. But what he said, he's like, I grab them by their pussies. Like if you said, I kiss girls, I don't even wait for them to say I can. I just grab by the pussies. I wouldn't be like, I'm shocked and upset, Mark. I'd be like, wait, what?
Right, you'd be confused.
I was like, what do you mean? You grab them by their pussies without their permission? I wish that Billy Bush or whoever was on the bus said that. Like,
right.
not even in like an investigative, like, fuck you way. Even still locker room talk, two buddies talking. I still would be like, wait, what do you mean? You grab them by the pussies?
Yeah. It's
Without
bad,
their permission?
Bad terminology there. Bad adjective and verbiage.
And it sounds like it's locker room talk, but it sounds like he's actually being genuinely sincere. He's like, yeah, this is what I do. I grab them by the pussies. I can't even handle it. It's like a magnet. I grab them by their pussies.
Yeah, it's a weird thing to say.
It definitely sounds like that's the thing he's done. And now women are saying he did do that. And then he's like, well, there's no evidence. But I'm like, but what about the videotape behind the scenes where you're bragging about doing that? Is that not evidentiality?
Yeah, I don't know. You think he actually grabs it? You think he actually does that?
I mean, it sounded like he did.
I
He's
feel like he was just talking out of his ass.
possibly. That's what I'm saying. I wish someone was like, what do you mean you grab him by the pussy? What are you talking about?
Right. Come on, Bush. It's in your name. All right.
It just seems kooky talk. But what would you do if I was talking to you and I was like, yeah, these women, I get so attracted to them, I just start kissing them. I don't even wait for them to give me permission. I grab them by their pussies and I can do it because I'm a comedian. Wouldn't you be like, what?
Well, I'd be like, holy hell, you're a different guy. Who are you? What happened to your fiancé?
Yeah, but and then he was newly married too. So who knows?
Right, that's right.
But what am I gonna say? You know,
I know. I think he was trying to sound cool in front of the Bushman. I think we've all been there where you kind of get pent up and puffed up, and you get a little alpha male in you, and you're like, oh, they all want to fuck me. I'm gonna jizz right in their lunch.
Yeah, but that's the difference. Is if to say I want to or I did do that.
Yeah.
I guess, or like, yeah, I don't know. It sounds like. Because I've said that to you. I've been like, yeah, it came in that girl's face. It was crazy. It was a wild night. She really took it on the face.
Sure.
Because I came on her face.
Yes.
But he's saying I grabbed them by their pussies without their permission.
Yeah, I think he's just talking out of his anal. I don't know if he's actually done that. But I don't know. What do I know? Maybe that's his thing. Maybe grabbing labia is his cup of jizz.
Well, he did say it. And then a bunch of girls said the same thing.
Yeah, it's
They're
like,
yeah, grab my pussy.
but it's like saying, I'm going to split her open. No one's actually splitting people open or they go to jail.
Well, he might go to jail. But you're saying, they say, I'd like to split her open. But they're saying,
I'd like to. Right.
Or even if they did, that they said, I split her open, I would know that's a figure of speech.
Yeah.
But I'd know that he fucked her if someone said that.
True.
I know what they mean. Mm-hmm. Who knows?
You know what's crazy? These gals on Instagram who wrote, "I'd let Trump grab my pussy."
Oh, I didn't see that.
There's a lot of that floating around.
Oh, wow.
And you're like, ooh, boy, you need a mentor or a hobby.
I like they said grab them by the pussy. It makes it feel like there's more like a bowling ball, some insertion situation.
Yeah, grab them by the pussy and then yank it. It's almost like the caveman pulled the women by their hair. He's pulling women by their fucking majora.
Yeah.
Good
Hanukkah.
times.
But anyways, what are you mad at me? What happened?
What?
I don't know. I felt the vibe. It felt weird.
Oh, no.
All right.
Just the head is swimming. Up the swimming. You know the swimming?
You got swim head.
Yes, swimmer's head. Where my ears feel full, my nose is full, my eyes are gay, and my head is throbbing.
Now, what happened? So you really got after it last night.
We got
then.
after it. Me and this broad really went to Cum Town.
Oh, interesting. Great pod.
That's all right.
I never listened.
Me neither. But they got a paywall, folks, right?
Yeah, they got a paywall.
They got a paywall. We don't. But hit that Patreon.
Well, they have a paywall for the extra episode, which we might do soon as well. Who knows?
Yeah. Well, we're not going to have a paywall. We're not going to build one.
Rapists.
Yes. So, yeah. Wild night. Went to the Rangers game.
New York.
New York Park Rangers. First hockey game I've ever been to. Pretty exciting. Definitely probably my favorite sporting event to watch. And I've been to a football game, a baseball game, a basketball game, and now a hockey.
It's quite a thrill, my friend.
Yes. Good times. You can hear the sticks and the puck and the pa, pa, pa. My only complaint was there's too much ice maintenance. You know, hey, they play, hey, and the kids come out with their shovels and they scoop all that shit up like little elves.
Yeah, they got to keep it smooth. Otherwise,
guess
you're
so.
skating on snow, and they lose an edge is the term.
Aha!
They lose the edge of their skate blade.
The cutting edge.
They fall down. Sometimes they'll lose an edge, and the guy will say, "Oh, he tripped over the blue line." It's classic comedy
Oh, okay.
because it's paint, so you can't really trip over it.
Right. So, yeah, that was a little much. And then they do a lot of T-shirt bullshit where they fire the shirts at you. I'm like, what am I, 8? Come on, let's get the game going.
But this is the new thing, and it bothers me at all these stadiums. They do the thing. They do the thing where they put a puck under the helmet, and there's 3 helmets, and they move them around like 3-card Monty.
Yeah.
And it's just a lot of nonsense, and there's no silence. I wish there was
Yes!
But I talked about this with DePaulo earlier. It's the chicken and the egg. Like, the people are like, well, they talk about this Trump sound more than they talk about WikiLeaks. But I'm like, is that liberal bias, or is that also giving the people what they want?
People love that clickbait.
Americans, they want to hear the story. I'm an educated American. I'd rather hear about this thing. I'm like, oh, he said he wants to grab them by their pussies, and this girl says he grabbed my pussy.
Yeah.
That's more interesting than, like, this email said she knew
course.
about this. You're like, boring. Get out of here. Let's hear about the
Right.
pussy talk.
It's like a burning house and a kid who stubbed his toe. You want that house?
It's the same with the hockey game now because the general public, they're like, duh, and they want to watch a video with fucking baseball bats running around. Like, shoot me T-shirts.
Right.
Because it keeps them from thinking about their lives or politics or something.
Yeah, we're all animals. We want that shiny thing dangling. What the hell's that? Let me touch it. Ah.
But sometimes I feel like the hockey ends. I just want to sit here. Let me just sit in my thoughts and hear an
Right.
organ, the old school
I
organ.
love the organ.
Now you get 30 seconds of organ and 10 minutes of fucking
Who let the-
woo-hoo, ba-da.
Yeah,
who let the dogs
exactly.
out.
Well, you got that off just the Who. That was pretty good.
Yes.
Well done. I could have been talking about the band The Who.
Synergy.
Yes, we're synced up, folks. Our periods are aligned.
A synced energy.
In sync.
Synergy. I thought they instinct, that band.
Yeah.
Group. They're not a band, they're a group.
They're a group boy band. One was gay.
Timberlake.
Maybe more. But yeah, so I went to the Rangers game. Went with the agents. My William Morris agents took us out. They got us tickets. And of course, when the agents are there, they really dolly up. We got these crazy chicken sandwiches from Fuku.
Oh, I don't know if they're FU.
Fuku. Fuku. And fucker, as they pronounce it. So we got these chicken sandwiches, and pretty great. And we got like giant, I got all these beers, so that didn't help with the no sleep. But yeah, I got these huge beers, which I'm sure were $800. And yeah, it was just a great time, and I got into it. You know, they score those goals, and you go, hey, 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 hey.
Yeah.
I was up on my feet.
It's a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun. I just hate they had the little Rangers come out, you know, the kids.
Oh, those are fun.
cute kids with the sticks, and they're all just bumping into each other. There's zero formation, there's zero order to it. They're
Yeah.
just like fighting over, and then one falls, and everybody giggles. It's a good time.
One year there was a hockey strike, a band, a lockout, and the Walsh brothers, Chris Walsh had a great idea, or Dave and Chris, I don't know whose idea it was, maybe both of theirs. I think I remember. That doesn't matter. But they had an idea about like videoing youth hockey in Boston, like in Charlestown, and they were gonna like put on like 70s mustaches and announce the game like it was real hockey to fill in for the lack of hockey.
Oh, fun.
Like on the Bruins channel, and it would just be like these little peewee kids.
Yeah.
And like, welcome to Boston, Garden. And they would do a whole thing.
Yes.
And I don't know, the network, nothing ever came of it, but it's
good
such
idea.
a great idea to do.
Great idea.
And yeah, give those kids quite a thrill to be on TV, but it's hard to sell these things.
Well, the dame I brought to the game was an ex-hockey player.
Oh, wow, you had a game dame.
Game dame, not gay. Straight game dame who played hockey.
That's a show there, game dame.
Yeah.
You bring a different dame to each game.
There you go.
Mark Norman in the dame game.
Yeah. Then you bring her to the World of Warcraft, and she leaves.
Nerd reference?
Yeah.
I get it.
That's a game.
Oh, I
So, yeah, she had a good time. She was teaching me. It was kind of reversed. She was like, so that you can't go over that blue line. If you do that, it's offsides. I was like, oh, how about that? And then she's like, see how there was a triangular formation there, and that's how they passed it. And she was teaching me the game. It was nice.
Oh, that's exciting. That's kind of hot.
It was kind of hot. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you go down and eat her out after.
Yeah.
And she's like, that's right, you bitch, or whatever.
Exactly.
Total role reversal.
And she had her hockey mask on. I was eating that Majora.
Oh, that's really fun.
So it was kind of hot. She was like in high heels and a dress, and she's like, see, that was a flying V, and that's Gordon Bombay and all that shit. So it was nice.
Gordon Bombay. Oh, we talked about this already. He's named after two vodkas.
Oh, that's
gins.
right. That's right. Two
We're in
gins.
Mighty Ducks reruns here.
Yeah. Well, they made a rerun or two, but I'm not mistaken. So yeah, good time. Then we went over to the Waverly Inn, which I highly recommend. You got to go there on a hot date.
All right.
It's on Bank Street, right off Greenwich in the Village.
Ah.
And boy, it's just dark. It's one of the oldest bars in Manhattan. Dark, old inn, wood, creaky, weird floors that are like wobbly, and the low ceiling, and everything's oak and wood and cherry. You gotta go. There's an old bartender with a tie and a bad skin. He's like, "What can I get you, lassie?"
Short sleeves? I like short sleeves and a tie.
He had long, but I hear you.
Okay, maybe someday he'll have short sleeves.
Yeah, he had the shirt with 8 pens in it, and the tie was like a little askew, and you could tell it'd been dipped in a few cocktails over the years.
I wasn't picturing pens.
Yeah, he had pens.
I'm surprised by the pens.
He didn't need one of them, but he had them.
Ah.
And he had a little chain wallet. He was just a cute old guy, and we had a couple cocks there. Then we said, let's move over to the east side. It's fun to change up the atmosphere on a date.
Yes.
Especially, too, since I didn't spend any dough on the Rangers game. I was like, well, I'll drop a little coin here, and I made some over the weekend. So we go over to the east side, and we hit up Josie's, which is a real dive on the Avenue A.
Were the Pussycats there?
And I wish. Just the dick cats. And we had a good time, a few drinks, and we hit that jukebox. Picking some songs with a jukebox with a lady is a nice moment.
It's a fun thing to do as a couple.
Yeah.
As long as it goes well.
Well, yeah, if she starts picking, who let the dogs out, it's a bad scene.
What
But
about Whoomp, there it is? How'd you feel about Whoomp, there it is?
That's a whoomp, I'm leaving.
I was just watching I want to get back to this date, but I was just watching a baseball game, different sport.
Yeah.
And the team scored, and they were singing Whoomp, there it is.
Yeah.
And that was their thing. Whoomp, there it is. Louder. Whoomp. There. I'm like, what are we doing with that? That song stunk in the 90s, and it stinks today.
Yeah, it's over, people. Get rid of it.
Whoomp, there it goes.
Yeah, let that one go.
So anyways, you're at Josie and the Dick Cats.
Yeah,
and you're on the jukebox.
We're at jukebox. We hit the juke. We got some Van Morrison going. I put on a little James Brown. We got some other stuff cooking. Good mix. And then we just sit back, have a few drinks. She sits on my lap. We just go into makeout town.
Wow, you like making out at a bar.
I hate it. She likes it.
Oh, interesting. But I feel like you're doing this all over town.
All over
yonder.
town. I've had people photograph me making out and send it to me.
Oh, boy, that's terrifying.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, my God. How about this? Did I tell about this on the pod?
Who knows?
I went to a restaurant in Little Italy in Cleveland because Mama Santa's was closed, goddamn it, on Sunday, the Lord's Day. So I went to,
That almost landed in the shoebox.
whoa,
That noise you heard was Mark flipping his shoe up, and it missed the shoebox by a half an inch.
on the table.
A cunt hair.
There you go. So I go to Cleveland, and Jared Freed texts me, goes, my friend is at a restaurant in Little Italy in Cleveland. He said he's watching you eat dinner with a hot chick. And I was like, that is so weird.
Wow.
And he sent him a photo, and he sent me the photo. So it was a little intrusive.
That is weird.
Yeah, I'm on a date in Cleveland, and my friend in New York is getting a text about me having a date in Cleveland.
I had a fan Instagram and tag me a picture of me eating at Chipotle.
Whoa.
And that was a real creepo depot.
Wow.
Because I was in eating there, and I get a tag. I check my Instagram, I get a tag, and I'm like looking around the room. I felt like Trump under surveillance in that bus.
Right. You
And I just grabbed a bunch of pussies.
There you go.
Sorry.
Put that pussy down, Joe.
Guac.
So, yeah, so that was my hot date, and then we went home and really shagged. I'm talking legs up. Oh, I like to do a thing where I put the girl's arms back. I hold her arms back.
I feel the same
do that
way. You
too?
got to do it, yeah.
Yeah, they love it.
I like a voluntary arm back, hand against the wall. Anytime the arm is up, it feels like, I don't want to sound misogynistic and yada yada, this is troublesome language, but the arm's backing up, it feels like you've conquered.
Oh, yeah.
You killed the bear.
Yes, and this gal in particular likes it a little rough around the edge.
Oh, really? What is she like in the middle?
Gooey, chocolate nougat.
Gooey middle, rough in the edges.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
a good girl you got.
But boy, I think these gals, a lot of them, well, this is going to go into some deep-seated theories here, but I think a lot of these gals, men aren't men anymore, I've heard. And so in the bedroom, make a woman out of me.
Yes.
Also, there's a lot of feminism going around, and I don't think it's all very natural. You know, treating women the same, paying them equally, hey, I'm on board. But I think a lot of women want to be dominated.
Yeah, a lot of men want to be dominated as well.
Sure.
But, yeah, I think you got to go back and forth a little bit. But, yeah, there's nothing better than just grabbing those ankles and just holding them up and going,
Yes.
"Yarr, yarr,"
Right.
with an eye patch and a hook.
Well, in the 50s, you go, hey, sweetie, how are you? Hey, get me a drink there, Toots. All right, how you feeling there, Dickless? Or whatever the hell you said. And now, those days are over, which is good. That's very condescending and patronizing. But I think a little bit was lost somewhere.
Yeah, well, I think, girl, you always find out, because it's a bummer, because you kind of find out through hearsay, especially when you're a skinny nerd with weird teeth with a big forehead. Not me, a friend I know. That you kind of hear these things about, like I remember, like, my ex-girlfriend being like, she was talking to her friend, and she was like, yeah, it was nice because he's big, so I felt safe or whatever.
Yes.
He's like, overhear this stuff, and you're like, oh, boy, well, I don't have that to offer.
Right.
Or, you hear certain things around the grapevine or through the trees or the coconuts or whatever you hear it.
Yes.
And these girls, they want a big man. They want a vecchione a little bit. Smack them around.
Right.
But ultimately, you win over being nice and funny. But, like, sexually, they still want a fucking man to swing in on an ape vine like Tarzan.
I was talking to Noam about this. I think the biggest thing affecting feminism is biology. They like big men. You can't help biology. You like a protector. You like a guy providing. It's biology. It's not men being dicks. It's just what you're into. And you can fight it, but it's in there.
This is why I go to the gym. I try to sustain an amount of chest muscle.
Me too.
Yeah, I want to look enough to be like, all right, like when I'm having sex, occasionally someone will put my wife will put the hands on the chest,
Yes.
And they got a shoulder, and occasionally you get like, hey, you got a nice shoulder that you want to keep it
taut.
good looking. That's what these relationships, men and women, both sides, you get married, you get comfortable, and all of a sudden you start blowing up like a balloon, and it's unfair because the person goes, well, I'm less attracted.
Of course. I agree. And also, isn't it kooky how when you're single, you're like, I got to get laid, I got to shape up. I need a man, and my heart is set on you. So then when we get in love and you settle down, that's when you get ugly. You should be working out for your loved one.
That's exactly how I feel. I'm trying to crank it out because I want to be fuckable.
Right.
And especially it's a long-term relationship.
Yes.
I got to be, eventually I'm going to be skin and bones and all achy-pakey.
Oh, yeah.
And
not to mention, the passion's going to die down. Just it's a natural thing. So why not try to prolong it by looking hot?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to prolong. I'm doing crunches like a motherfucker.
Yes. Prolong.
Pro-life.
Best prolong shop. So, yeah, we had a nice roll in the anal. But where were you this weekend?
Oh, Nelly, where the fuck was I this weekend? That is a great question. I was off this weekend. Oh, I was in the city. Mm-hmm. And, boy, the city on the weekends, I hate it. I really do.
You hate Weekend in the City?
Oh, my God. I don't know anyone that likes it. You like it?
I love a Weekend in the City, but I get up so rarely. Maybe it's a little fun treat, you know?
Well, working in the city I like on a weekend.
Oh, yeah, that's
I
what
like
I mean.
being home. But New York City itself, McDougal Street at midnight, it's amateur hour, it's a bunch of, it's a fucking wild scene, there's fights, and everyone's yelling, and the heels, the girls are flipping off the heels like newborn deer, people are spilling into the street, the train is too wild, it's just wild, there's puke everywhere, people are passing out. Give me a nice Monday at 11:30 p.m. in New York City, I love it. I love it, it's all locals, and it's quiet, and you got the city to yourself, and everyone knows what they're doing. Saturday night, 11:30 in Manhattan, forget about it. I just want to get home. Wild. It's garbage.
The crowds aren't great either. It's just a bunch of date night, drunk, bridge and ton.
Yes. But I had a funny moment at the Cellar. I was there Friday night, and which is pretty rare for me. It was pretty exciting. And I get there, and it's Esty, who's the proprietor of the Comedy Cellar, the booker. Most feared woman in showbiz.
Yes.
And so it's me and her and Judd Apatow.
Ooh, hey, it's quite a combo.
And there's a musician. They play music now at the Cellar on Friday, Saturday night.
Ugh.
Nobody enjoys.
No.
It's too loud. The music at the Cellar is the midnight weekend of Manhattan. It's just a little too noisy. It's noisier than normal.
Right.
That's how I feel about the city as a microcosm. Sunday night at the Cellar, it's quiet, it's just us there. That's to me New York City. It's just us. And then Saturday night, there's a band playing and everyone's falling down.
But anyways, talk. You get a little bit of a headache because you're trying to talk, but you can't. You got to yell. All the yelling.
Too much effort. I never want to have effort to listen.
Right.
It should be natural. It should be a flowy goo.
Middle goo.
Yes. Middle goo. Oh, the middle goo from the Rough Around the Edges.
Yes.
I see. So anyways, it's me and Esty and Judd Apatow, who's a superstar, you know.
Of course.
I don't know if he's a superstar. He's a giant in the biz.
Yeah, he's a celebrity.
He's kind of he's a celebrity, certainly. But it's weird, like Godfrey was hosting, he's like, you're going to recognize this guy from Judd Apatow movies. Judd Apatow.
Oh, bad move there.
Well, I was with Wolf, and I was like, I don't think he's in a Judd Apatow movie.
Oh,
he just makes them.
That's a good point.
So anyways.
Yeah, Picasso's not in a Picasso. Well, actually, he did a portrait.
Did he do a portrait?
I'm sure he did a portrait.
At some point. I don't know how famous it is, though.
Very little man.
Is that right?
Very little. I think 5'3", 5'4". Yeah.
You might be thinking of Muggsy Bogues.
Nah, maybe Napoleon.
He's small for sure.
Give it a Google on that Picasso.
Let's see.
I'm saying below 5'5".
Well, back then 5'5" was like a giant.
That's true. Yeah, he was throwing women around. By the way.
By the way, Picasso was around like 50 years ago. It wasn't like
I think I went to school with him
1,000 years ago. I'm gonna say 5'7", 190.
Hit me.
5'4".
Ooh!
Wow, little guy.
Yeah.
You ever hear this old quote?
Hit me.
He said, when I was a kid, my mother said, if you join the army, you'll be a general. If you join the church, you'll be pope. But instead, I became an artist and became Picasso. One of the best. Come on, how good is that?
Solid. Very
good
confident.
Is that quote. Well, it's quite an ego on him, but that's how you have to be 5'4".
I guess so. Real womanizer.
Anywho, so it's me and Judd and Esty there, and there's music now, and Noam, he plays, and he has a special guest guitarist, and then Esty's pointing, she goes, this guy is amazing, so good, and Judd goes, I know, Joe, I've seen him. And she's like, no, not Joe, the guitar player. It was a tough moment for me. Because I really thought it was this big moment where Esty was like, this guy's unbelievable, you got to see him. And then Joe was like, he's like, yeah, I know him. So they both kind of were like, not him. And I was like, shit, all right, fine.
But how great is the fact that Judd Apatow, one of the biggest comedy directors of our time, knows who you are?
He knows who I am. That's exciting. That's nice.
That's huge.
That's pretty cool.
That's huge.
But, so yeah, Cellar was hot and fun Friday night, you know. And then Saturday, how about this? I had one. Now, this is not really your cup of tea here, but
please.
It's a Saturday night, and I'm watching football and baseball, and I just love the sports. I get into it in October. I love it. And I have one spot, 8:30 p.m., and sometimes I get settled in. Sarah's there, and I'm like, we're just having fun. I'm rubbing her feet, and I got my dick out, of course. I'm smelling my balls. I'm watching the game. I got dominoes.
Woo! This is a big night.
Yeah, I don't want to leave, and I go, I got an 8:30, and I go, I just was in between games, the late football games and then the night games. I'm like, I wish I could just be on early. So it's 7:30. I'm like, I'm going to go do my set and come right back and watch the ball
That's
games.
perfect night.
So I leave, and it's 7:40.
Mind you, Joe lives in Queens, so it's a trek.
It's a bit of a trek, so I'm waiting for the subway there, and I get a text saying, hey, any way you could do 8:10? 20 minutes earlier, exactly what I wanted. But it's 7:40. So I go,
Ooh.
I can do it.
You can do
it's
it.
7:40. The train's getting here right now. I'll be
Yes.
there at 8:10.
I love it. I live for this shit.
And they go, is that all right? I go, is that all right? Great. So then I get the train, 7:40, and I'm doing the math, and each minute's ticking away.
Yes.
As each stop ticks away, I'm like, it's going to be really close.
Yes.
I get to 23rd Street on the end. I jump out. I put on Apple Music and get 3 free months. 3 free months if you sign up now.
I'm worried about those trials. They fuck you if you don't pull out.
But then it becomes $10 a month, and you get unlimited fucking music. Every song. You want to hear a song, you put it on.
That's true. That's pretty good.
It's not bad. Anyways, and 3 free months is pretty amazing. Because if you do that math, it's less than $10 a month. If you
Right. Yeah. Who let the dogs out?
Anyways, I never got to the bottom of that, by the way.
Yeah. We need a little private eye on that.
One time in a middle school dance, it was so funny. It was like 8th grade. One of our teachers, science teachers, I can't remember any of them, but that song was playing, and he was the chaperone. He came dancing through. He goes, I did. And everyone was like this, what a nerd. We all started laughing at him.
Boy, oh boy, I would have dropped a bucket of water on him.
Yeah, it was a real scene where it was like a real Mr. Belding moment, and we all hated him.
Wow, what a nerd. I mean, even when I'm 48, I won't be doing that.
Yeah.
I'll still have the wherewithal to not say that shit.
Of course, that's what makes you funny and him a putz.
Yeah, big putts.
I haven't heard putz since that night.
I like putts.
It's good. Anyways, so I get to Madison Square Park, 23rd Street, and I'm listening to Stevie Winwood's Back in the High Life.
Oh, what a fun thrill.
And it's an Indian summer, warm night, good breeze, and I'm jogging through Madison Square Park, and it's 8:07. I'm going to just barely make it.
Where are we going?
New York Comedy
Okay.
Club, 24th and 3rd.
Got it.
I'm at 23rd and Broadway, but you got to run through the park, past the Shake Shack
Yes,
line. The
those
breeze
lights.
is going, the leaves, there's lights, white lights everywhere, white
Yes.
light, white heat.
Yes.
And I'm listening to Back in the High Life again.
Woo!
Yeah.
I'm pumped.
And as I'm jogging, I just had a big smile, ear to ear.
Yes.
Literally, my mouth extended all the way.
Type 2.
Ear to ear, type 2, tiny mouth, extension, and I'm listening to Back in the High Life. I get there, and they go, you're on, baby.
Oh, I
and
love
I'm
it.
slightly out of breath. Des Bishop has the best, killest set I've ever seen in my life. Murder it. I mean, it's insane.
You open for Louis.
This guy's killed. He's talking about fucking on the period, and the crowd is going crazy.
Wow.
He dropped the mic, dove into the crowd surfed back to Ireland.
Good riddance.
So I get up there, and I'm a little buried. I was a little like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
But I kind of tinkered, went a little slow, kind of got them. I get them. I walk off stage. They hand me my money like Elvis. I just run right out.
I love it.
I click the High Life back on. I jog,
Yeah.
try to repeat the feeling, and I get there.
You got the feeling back.
I got a feeling repeat.
You're back in the high life.
I was back in the high. I was back in the High Life.
Yes. Again.
So I jog back. I get on the train. I get home. Sarah's still sitting there. And I told him, like, don't turn off. I'm putting on the football game on no matter what. I call it.
Yeah,
And
you
she
called
goes,
it.
You got it. She didn't even put on Housewives or whatever nonsense. She's still sitting there.
You broads with your dumb shows.
I jump in there. It's like I was never gone.
Yeah.
I was gone for 48 minutes. Did a set, made money, killed. And then I felt guilty later, so I listened to my set, did some work because I felt bad.
Yeah.
And great night. I watched
That
a
is
great.
a great night.
And then the football game went overtime, Ohio State, Wisconsin, and then game 1 of the NLC West. It was a classic. It was a 3-3 in the 8th. It was a great night. I really loved it.
I mean, I gotta say this, and I'm glad you bring it up. New York has a way of just fucking you right up the poop chute, left, right, and sideways all day long, 8 days a week, and you miss the train here. You get water sprayed on you from a car driving by. The cabbie overcharges you. The Uber sucks. My mom's gay. But every now and then you get a magic moment like that.
It was amazing. And the train pulled up right as he texted me. And I literally earlier was like, I wish I got an earlier set. I wish I was
Yes.
earlier because the game. And it was just a perfect thing. I was like, wow, that was perfect. And it's so fun when you get home because it's like I was never gone.
Right.
It was a Saturday night. I was in Manhattan, did a show, and I was back on my couch before the show even ended.
Right, with a wad of cash.
Wow, well, $75. What are you gonna do? But that's not bad. I mean, it was waddy. I rolled it up.
There you go. He rolled.
And
But why'd you feel guilty?
well, I feel guilty because it's like I should be doing more sets. I should be making more money. And then she had a 1 a.m. spot, so she had to do the same thing. But now the train service is bad. It's a late show, so she gets home at like 4 a.m. and
Oh, man. and you're
I'm
just
in my
sitting there.
PJs, yeah.
You got your feet up.
I'd blown all the candles out already and myself.
Wow, that's nice.
If you can blow yourself, how often would you be doing it? Do you
You know,
think?
I can lick it. I can get my tongue on
You're
it.
kidding.
Yeah, I get the tongue on, and I gotta tell you, you always hear these guys like, "Boy, I'll tell you, if I could blow myself, I wouldn't go to work on Monday." Bip, bip, bip. I can lick my own dick. You feel like an asshole right after.
See, I wonder what I would feel like. Let me lick your dick and see.
Please, you got a nice coarse tongue.
Of course.
Yeah.
What's that mean?
You know, like a cat's tongue.
Oh,
You know, it's a
I
little
don't-
sandy.
I don't think I want a coarse tongue.
A little sandy. Sandy Duncan.
God.
I'm joking. I've never felt your tongue. I'm joking. But yeah, so I licked my dick, and right after you lick it, you go, "What the fuck am I doing? I got to go to summer school."
I'd like to lick my tongue a couple times and just see how it feels. Try it on, see if it fits.
Lick your tongue?
What did I say?
I said lick your tongue.
Lick my dick then.
Oh, I'll lick it. I'll talk to you about
Can
it.
you lick your own tongue? It's like a hand clapping or a
Right.
tree that falls. I think if you fold it back like this.
Oh, you did it.
Yeah, I think I licked my own tongue. It tastes pretty gross.
I just did it too. Yeah, not that would women taste? Yikes.
Yeah, I always feel bad about the tongue. Would you rather? We were talking about this. We got really in there because Stavros was saying he was hanging out with Bailey J.
The transgendered comedian or singer?
She's
What is
not a
she?
comedian. She's a porn star.
Oh, she is?
Yes.
Wow, good for her.
Yeah, you can go watch her fuck people.
Pull up a video there, will you, Lips?
Well, Bailey J is very sexy, and he was saying he would suck her dick. He finds I don't know if I should be saying this in the pod.
Nah,
if he's
it's
okay
fine.
with it.
He was saying into a loud party into a megaphone.
So like Jimmy Hart.
Yes.
So he said he would suck her dick because he said the dick is the least unappealing part of a man, which I don't think it's the least, but like
I disagree with that. What about chest or shoulders?
that's
or
what I
biceps?
said. I was like, you want to suck my nipples? I mean,
yeah,
that's less offensive than sucking my dick, but
sure.
I would rather suck a dick for 5 minutes than make out with a man for 3 minutes.
Oh, I'm totally on the other side of that.
Making out with a man just seems really completely off-putting to me.
A makeout you can pretend is a woman. A dick you can't pretend is not a dick.
I disagree. I can pretend it's a woman's dick, but that mouth, the stubble, and the teeth.
Teeth? What's wrong with teeth? I'd rather make out with a man with teeth than a toothless dude.
I just feel like a man's mouth. It's just close up. I've been close to a man's face because of an argument, and I start thinking, I got to end this argument. It's too gay here.
Right. That is funny how arguments are gay.
Wow, look at Bailey J. There she is with her dick. She's jerking off on the big screen here.
Damn it, we got the loading sign.
Yeah,
Real
we're gonna
tease.
get a real load in a second.
I hope so.
Bailey J. compilation. Here we go.
Here comes Stavros.
It's wow, it's her just beating it.
Jeez. So wait,
She's hot.
is it a man who transformed into a woman?
It's a man wearing makeup with breasts and stuff, and I think she took some effemination thing. But I mean, this is her just beating her dick. I mean, this is pretty wild stuff.
This is wild. Decent apartment too.
Is this her coming? How long is it going to take to come here?
Is that a decent dong? Because that's about what I'm working with.
No, I think she's got a medium. We had this
All right.
argument one time on the show. Oh, Shelby's fast forwarding for us.
Oh, now a woman is blowing the lady man.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting stuff, and she's pinching her nipples real hard.
Ah, this is pretty hot.
By the way, pretty bad blowjob there. You got to get a little more depth. It's a very whatever blowjob.
Why are we not doing this all the time?
What do you
By the way,
mean,
this is a
watching
great-
porn?
Watching porn on a pod is a great gig.
Yeah, but the people can't see it. Go to shemidol.com. SHI.
Oh, now she's blowing another she-woman. Wait a minute.
That might be a strap-on, actually. Looks like a strappy. That looks like a real dick, but a strap-on belt. Why does she have a real dick and a strap-on?
I think it's holding the balls together. Like it's not together, but it's what do you call that? Whoa!
Oh, that's a load. She's got a hot load in there. Oh, that's a chick. I think that is a strap-on.
Chick with a dick.
No, I think that is a strap-on.
Well, that's really realistic.
I know.
Doesn't look
But what
real.
are the straps all about? It's like a seatbelt.
It is. Buckle up.
It looks like she's wearing.
Clicking her ticket.
Oh, she's fucking her. Now she's fucking her missionary.
No, she's not.
Don't you think gay? Yes, she is. That's what she's doing. Look at her. That's a missionary
oh my
fuck.
God. So
That's a double dick missionary fuck.
That's anal.
No, that's a real dick because she's jerking it off now.
I'm telling you, that's real.
But what's the belt situation?
That's just sexy garter belt bullshit.
I might go enjoy this later. I mean, this is hot stuff.
I'm enjoying it now.
Why is she wearing Mickey Mouse ears?
Oh, I thought it was a bow.
Yeah, it's definitely a man because it's a long foot. Because stuff from the she-male, you can notice it because they'll have like long feet.
Ah,
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like a girl has a dainty foot. Oh,
Oh God! You put the Tuesdays logo up. That would freak me out.
it looked like the porn ended with the Tuesday logo.
Maybe it should. Nice plug.
Tuesdays.
Yes, Tuesdays.
People
That's
love
us.
Tuesdays. I'm going to take off my cans for a moment. Cans. Because I
right.
want to take my shirt off. It's hot.
Oh, well, the porno got you going.
I got bothered.
I'm taking my pants off.
I got hot and bothered all of a
All
sudden.
right, I'm just bothered. All right.
I never
Joe's
understood
shirt's
that,
gone.
hot and bothered.
I never got it either. It's a horrible thing to say.
Bothered sounds put out.
It's like saying I'm turned on and annoyed.
I guess they put out. They're putting out.
Ah.
Do people use that term still? She didn't put out.
I've heard that.
It sounds weird 'cause it sounds like you're putting a dish out for the dog.
Right.
It sounds like it's misogynist. She put out her pussy on a platter.
Now you got to grab it. What about when I was a kid? They would say I didn't get any play.
Oh yeah, play.
Play was a thing.
Yes, play.
Kid
I never
play.
played. Yeah.
Yeah, I got no play last night.
How about this? I'm trying to do this as a bit. You never know what anything is when you're a kid.
Yes.
And then people would make fun of you for it. They'd be like,
Yes.
"Oh, he doesn't know what a blowjob is." And I'm
Right.
like, "Well, why don't you just tell me and I'll just know?"
because they get a kick out of not knowing and them knowing something you don't.
But I hated that kick.
I hate the kick and I hate that kid.
And that's what Wikipedia is so nice.
Yes.
These kids now, they get picked on. They go, "You don't know what a blowjob is?" They go, "Yeah, I know. Let me just text my
Right.
aunt real quick." But meanwhile, they're Wikipediaing, and all of a sudden they know what a blowjob is.
Or you can just ask your aunt.
And they go, "It's oral sex," says Betty.
Yes. Wow, that's a good bit.
It's a good bit, I think. And then I had this. This is true. I didn't know what anything was. I found out that sucking dick was a thing, and I knew what pussy was. So I started saying, "Yeah, well, I bet you've never sucked a pussy."
Ah.
And then they go, "Yeah, nobody has, you fucking weirdo. You don't suck a pussy, you piece of shit."
I guess you could.
You could suck on it.
I sucked on one last night.
Well, you suck on a lip.
I got
But you don't just put the whole rim around the pussy and go,
right. Yeah. It's not like when you get your lip stuck in a bottle.
yeah. But you don't really suck a dick either. You kind of move your Bailey J it a little bit. You're
That's
not actually
true.
going,
You do suck balls though, because you really get like a
I don't like a ball. We've talked about this
I
before.
love that.
You're crazy.
What?
Oh, well,
you're,
your ball-
you're in the minority there.
My balls are sensitive.
Good. So's your dick. That's why it feels good.
Oh, it's sensitive in a different way. It's sensitive like my big toe.
Oh, I like that also. No, I don't like the toe stuff. But play with my balls all day, ladies. And rub the taint while you're at it.
Oh, a taint I wouldn't mind, probably. It's like a light switch down there. You give it a little flick.
Yes.
Turns you on.
I got a dimmer.
Oh, we're dimmer.
Uh-huh.
So where the fuck were we?
Oh, yeah, where were you?
Oh, the weekend. Back in the high life. Well, should I talk about my incident?
Oh, yeah.
I had
a
bit of a racial incident.
Yes, I love a racial in.
And occasionally we talk about great hotel. We talk about
Ooh, it's very loud in there.
the racial inn.
Yeah, a lot of crosses burning.
3 stars.
Yeah.
So we talk a lot about race occasionally, and they always talk they want an honest conversation about race, but sometimes I feel like stuff like I'm about to talk about gets left out of the convo.
Yeah, it's very convenient for certain sides, how they just leave shit out.
But I was on the choo-choo train the other day.
Choo-choo!
The N train, the story, the same train from the aforementioned story.
N train, how appropriate.
Oh, boy.
All right.
We'll edit.
No, I'll just put in my resignation.
So anyways, I got on the train, and the N train is the safest, kindest, nicest train.
I disagree.
What do you think the best train is?
2-3
No, you're crazy.
in Manhattan,
No, but
upper fucking Lincoln Center, 72nd Street.
yeah, but the people that go to those places don't even take the train; they're on the car. The N train, you got Astoria, and then you got like nice parts. It doesn't go through one bad neighborhood at any point.
All right,
Like the
yeah.
2-3, you're getting up into some saucy areas.
That's
up
true.
there.
I didn't think about when she left the upper west.
Yeah, so those people are right. Like the N is the cleanest, nicest train. It's also very efficient, and it's also like that new, the blue seats.
Yeah,
it's
the
well
blue
lit.
seats, right,
The
right,
2-3
right.
has those seats facing each other. It's
Yeah.
dirty and
You know,
orange.
the train, ironically, the train with the most arrests is the 6. I looked it up.
Oh, that's not ironic.
I didn't think because it doesn't leave Manhattan. Well,
No, it
goes to
does.
the-
It goes to the Bronx. It goes to the South Bronx.
Yeah, it doesn't go to Brooklyn. I mean,
Right, but yeah, it goes through. It's hairy.
that's Harry.
It's a hairy train, and that it goes through East Harlem and stuff too. And now we're going to be called racist for naming these neighborhoods, but what are
Sure.
you going to do? Facts are facts, folks. but yeah, our friend. This is a story with Jason Canada's ex-girlfriend.
Uh-huh.
We used to always ride the Ant, and they were goofing around. They were just being silly. And but there was like a homeless guy. They were like, get out out of here, you smell, woo, or whatever. And this guy walked up and was like, hey, this train goes to the Bronx. You can't fuck around in this train.
Right.
They were like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
He's like, this train's going to, like, South Bronx is still, like, hellacious up there, I
Oh,
think.
it's crazy. It's a war zone.
So you got to, be careful on that 6 train. But
Always
anyways.
crazy when I watch a lot of biographies and shit. And it's always like Stanley Kubrick, born and raised in the South Bronx. You're like, holy shit,
Yeah,
times have changed.
it's interesting. But they were always poor neighborhoods.
Yeah, but they were Jewy, and I don't think they were violent.
Yeah. Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe the Jews were shooting yarmulkes at each other. I don't know.
I don't know the history of anything, to be honest. And I'm stupid and gay and naive.
We're all ignorant.
But anyways, all I do know about is this story, so we'll talk about that.
Please.
And so anyways, I was on the N train, and I'm riding into the city. It's like 7:50. I'm going to your show, Hot Soup.
Hey, good show every Tuesday night. Irish Eggs at 8:30.
It's a great show. That was a fun one, too.
All right.
So I go there, I get on the end, and it's just, I always get in the back of the train because I like to be by myself and away from everything. I make sure I get a seat, and it's just more pleasant down there. So I get there, and I get on the train. It's me and some regular old white douche guy with, gel on his hair, whatever. Mm-hmm. And at the other end, there's like another white guy, junkie, passed out, just unconscious, folded over. We got a real opiate problem in this country.
Yeah.
And
Hobo?
no, I think he was like just a junkie. Maybe he's hobo now. I don't know that much about his sexuality, but he was definitely passed out. And it's like, all right, it's me and this guy. And then I get to Queensboro, and the one white hair gel guy, he gets off. The passed out guy, of course, he's still incapacitated.
Yeah.
And then a group of, I would say teens, late teens, 17 to 20, 6 of them.
Ooh, that's a lot.
They get on, and
Asian?
they're of the African-American persuasion, just
got
painting
it.
a picture here.
Got it.
And they get on, and at first they were kind of wild because they're yelling and they're just talking real loud, and people talk loud, youngsters,
Sure, I see it all the time.
and they're saying the N-word or whatever, but that's how people talk. I mean, what am I going to do? People talk like that.
Yeah, that's the lingo of the youth.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, these white kids are like, that fucking cunt, douche, piece of shit. I
Sure.
mean, we have horrible language on here, so who am I to judge?
Uh-huh.
So I'm just like, all right, they're yelling, and they're loud, but I'm like, that's loud. They're on the train. At one point, one of them, before the train took off, one of them went between the 2 cars, and he climbed up like a Spider-Man thing where he had his arms, and he put his head over the train.
Wow.
And the other one's like, get your head out of there. You're going to get your head cut off, you maniac, or whatever.
Holy hell.
So at this point, I thought they were kind of like good kids. Like, one's just wild because they're looking out for each other. He's like, that's dangerous.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, they're good kids. Don't worry about them. On my phone. And then the train starts to move, and they start fucking with the passed out guy. They start yelling, wake up. They're getting in his face and going, wake up. And they're screaming as loud as they can.
Yeah.
And then they start hawking loogies on him
Wow, that's fucked up.
because he's passed out. So they're going like,
Oh.
and just shooting. Now,
Phlegm.
I try to when there's people that are acting like assholes, I try to go, well, these people are less fortunate than me, and
You
maybe
do
they're
do
not, I try to be very sympathetic.
They're hurting.
Yes, I try to do that. So, but these people, these guys, this person is hurt. He's one of them. He's diseased, this guy. He's suffering, and they're treating him like a piece of fucking garbage.
This is hurt on hurt.
So it bothers me because they're fucking assholes, these guys.
They're bad people.
They're hawking loogies on a guy that's sleeping.
Yes.
And then they're all start screaming, wake up. So the 6 of them, they're all going, wake up. And they start going, ah! And now the train is empty. 6 people yelling, ah! As loud as they can is actually painful.
In that
to my ears.
confined space.
It's brutal. They're
Yes.
screaming. And then I just keep looking at my phone going, all right, I'm getting off at the first stop, too, the next stop.
And what time are we at here?
It's like 7:30 at night.
Wow, pretty
So
early.
this is not like, it's not like I'm like in the Bronx at 2 a.m.
Right.
here. This is like a thing. So then I'm just ignoring. I'm looking at my phone, just going, I can't wait for this train ride to be over. These guys are yelling. They're horrible. They're spitting.
Are you nervous a little bit? I mean, the
I'm
hockey
nervous.
that kicks it up a notch, I feel like.
I'm nervous, yeah, because I realize I'm susceptible. I'm down by myself here.
Yes.
I can't do anything.
Yes.
If these guys all go, you know what, let's beat the shit out of this guy, what am I going to do?
You're going to film it.
I'll put up a fight, but I'm going to get my ass fucking handed
No
to me.
doubt about it. With that type 2 mouth.
But I'm not too worried about it because they're just fucking with this passed out guy. He's a real nugget for them.
Yes.
So they're spitting out, and then I hear, yeah, that's right. Keep looking at your phone, you fucking bitch. You white bitch. So now it's racial. They go, hey, you white cunt. You
Yeah.
white bitch. I don't think they said cunt. They called me a faggot. You white faggot. You white bitch.
Cunt's not huge in the black world, I don't feel like.
No, I guess not.
You don't hear a lot of rap songs with cunt.
Some of them are huge. They got big asses there.
I guess Precious was a cunt.
We're kidding. But anyway, so they start calling me a white faggot and a white bitch. And one of them says,
boy, it brings me back to my childhood. It's
one
crazy.
says, keep looking at your phone, I'll kill you. And then another guy goes,
Ooh.
look up from your phone, I'll kill you.
Oh, death threats.
So now I'm like, I got to figure out what to do here. Should I look straight out? I don't know what to do. I don't want to get killed either way.
Yeah.
And
Boy, this really bothers me.
it was really troubling. And now I'm just praying for the train. But it was one of those trains, it kept slowing down and stuff. And it's actually a long, because you got to go into the river.
Yes.
From Queensboro to Lexington. And I'm just staring at my phone. And like, I'm not even looking at anything, obviously, anymore. I'm just looking at the screen. And I'm like shaking. I got that
Yeah.
fight or flight going.
Yeah.
Because I'm just waiting for one of them to come down here and hawk a loogie on me. And I
Right.
go, hey, fuck you. And then I'm just getting beaten. And now I have images. My brain
Yes.
is going.
I'm
to
having
like,
images.
I'm going to be in the hospital. I'm going to be hospitalized.
Yes.
I'm going to be kicked in the face. I'm just picturing covering up and these kids just beating me.
Yeah. Well, what's the game plan here? Because my game plan would be to get one to come over and just try to knock him out and then go from there.
Like Paul Odo had a funny thing. He's like, you got to get between trains and bottleneck them and then just throw them off as they come in.
Wait a minute. Oh,
but
that's
I couldn't.
funny.
I'm at the end of the train. I mean, it's kind of humor, but I'm
Yeah.
at the end. Like the train behind me is nothing. It's
right.
tunnel.
Right.
So,
So that door doesn't even open, I don't think.
No, it doesn't. So, and there's nowhere to go. There's nobody else, and I can't call anybody. I'm underground. So it's fucking horrifying.
Quite an ordeal.
And they're like, let's kick the sleeping guy, like kick him in the ribs, kick him in the, like, not yet, not yet. And they go, let's rob him. So they kind of switch their attention back to this guy.
Yeah.
They're like, let's rob him. And like, he ain't got shit. He's a fucking bum. Like, let's rob him. He's got the iPhone.
Right.
So now they're talking about robbing me.
Yes.
And then I'm on the very back of the train. So you hear like, welcome to Lexington Avenue. This stop is Lexington. So it feels like I'm there.
Yeah.
But I'm all in the back. So it takes that much longer for me to get in the station. And I'm just like, just get there for God's
Yes.
sake. And they're calling me a white piece of shit, white garbage, fucking douche. And finally the train pulls in, and I didn't stand up until the doors were open. And I just fucking button hooked right out of there.
Yeah.
And like ran up the stairs. But I was like panicking. And then it hits you after because I get upstairs. I tried to go to Starbucks. There's a Starbucks right there. And I was like, I couldn't get it out. I was like, a venti.
Wow.
I was shaking because your body, it's just, like you said, it's biological.
Yes.
It's just shake. I'm like, what am I going to do? How am I going to get out of this? There's no way out of this. I'm
Yes.
just accepting that, like, these guys, they're threatening me. I mean, I
Yeah.
could get beaten. Racial
Wow.
threats.
Racial.
And luckily, they didn't do shit. And usually, people that are fucking that yelly are not that tough. They're
Right,
fucking
right.
assholes. And
I feel like if you would have knocked out one, they kind of would have been like, oh, shit, this dude's for real.
yeah, I'll tell you though.
But they could have all jumped you. I don't know. It's tough to say.
They could have weapons. They could be
Yeah,
fighty
yeah.
guy. I mean, I'm not a tough guy.
Were they big?
They were biggish. I mean, they were, they're fucking young men.
Yeah, in their prime.
And there's 6 of them. I mean,
Yeah,
you're just
6. That's a fucking basketball team.
like certain people like Lewis and Justin Silver, like, you can't let that. But it's like, what am I gonna?
Yeah,
honestly, what the fuck am I gonna? I'm gonna beat up 6 guys.
Exactly.
You think
It's not a movie.
I'm gonna win this fight?
Right.
You fucking nuts.
I know.
So it was pretty harrowing and nerve wracking. But that shit, there's a lot of stories like that. It happens occasionally
Happens
in the
all
city.
the time. My whole childhood was most of that shit. But can I just say 2 things?
Please.
And it's going to get a little controversial. I assume we have some black people listening, which I'm glad about because I'd like to talk about this shit.
Yeah, lots of black people listening.
Yes, please listen. Tell your black friends. So, one, I've told stories like this before where people, like black people, get mad at me. They're like, "Hey, why you got to say they're black? Why is it matter that they're black?" And it's like, why are you mad at me? Why not do a little internalizing? Why not go, yeah, there are some people who do this shit. Shit, maybe I'll feel a little bad. There's white guilt. I don't feel like there's other guilt. There's no other races with guilt. Why not have guilt? I mean, this is a stereotypical thing, kind of.
You're saying there should be black guilt going, I'm sorry that happened. That's crazy.
There should be every kind of guilt. Yeah, and I'm not saying, hey,
Gay guilt.
gay guilt. Yes, you got jizz all over my couch. But I'm not saying, hey, these black people did this, so black people should feel bad. That's silly. I'm saying this shit happens a lot, and it's like a term, like wilding out and all that. Like, it's like a thing.
Right.
That's happened. It happens all the time. It happened to me a million times as a kid. Hey, you white bitch, what are you doing? Give me your bike, all that shit. Why is there no, like, yeah, that does happen. Shit, yeah. I feel weird about it. I'm black. Yeah, happens a lot.
That's one of the things that happens now with the police, because the police, obviously, well documented, have mistreated black people for years and years,
sure.
and profiling and stop and frisk and all this stuff, and there's well documented abuse. So a lot of people go, I hate cops. I'm afraid of the cops. I hate
Right.
police. But it's like, well, everyone I know has had incidences like this and
Yeah.
continues to with black folks. But if I was to be like, I'm afraid of black people, I would be a bad human being.
Totally.
So, and I don't judge black people for this or have hate in my heart for black people. I have hate for those guys.
Yeah.
For sure. And that's what happens when stuff like that happens. And that's what happens with the cops. When you see a cop shooting a black guy in the street, it puts fucking hate in your heart.
Right.
But you have to try to overcome and understand that this is not, you can't just paint everyone with one broad brush.
That's the key.
Because I don't feel, when I left, I wasn't like, the barista at Starbucks is black. I'm not like, oh, look at this
of course.
fucking
That's
black
ridiculous.
asshole. It doesn't, so I feel good about myself because I don't carry hate. But we've talked about this with Yamanika.
But it's
I do have
profiling.
the data in my head of like, if I see a group of fucking black teenagers, I'm like, all right, I'm going to be cautious. I don't hate them.
Right.
Or go, these are criminals.
Right.
But I do go, all right, be aware. This has happened to me before.
Well, you're processing it. This is the patterns I've seen, and there you go.
Right, and the example I always use, the same thing if I see a bunch of frat guys, like Abercrombie wearing white dudes that are drinking, I'm terrified of them.
Right.
Legitimately, if I'm by myself, because they didn't get laid and they want to fight. So it's like, I don't just hate them. I got friends that look like that. I got friends that look like black guys.
Right.
That are black guys.
And I've seen frat guys just literally walking down 6th Avenue, kicking trash cans,
Of
kicking
course.
mailboxes, all this shit, like breaking stuff. Just
Yeah.
pure aggression. It's crazy.
I've been one of those guys. So I get it. And these guys also, I assume that they are, and maybe this is prejudice, I assume that they're underprivileged and have tough lives. I'm sure.
Assume. But I was a fucked up teenager too. We were always breaking shit.
But
But I never threatened to kill anybody.
That's the thing is like also I was a drunken fucking mess and I was a vandal. I would
Me
break
too.
shit and I
Me
feel
too.
horrible about it. But I never would hawk loogies on a human being and threaten somebody. I'd call them, hey, yeah, you black bitch.
Oh, God.
Like, I mean, it's just insane. And
Imagine
it's,
that video. 6 white guys on a train with like a nerdy-looking black guy with glasses looking at his phone going, we're going to kill you if you look up. That would be a hate crime. That would be a national news story. Those
Yeah.
6 kids would have to be like apologizing on the news and shit.
Yeah, so it's
It'd be
pretty
huge.
it was scary, but it does for a moment at least, for a few minutes, put fucking hate in your heart. It made me want to be
Yes.
like, I would like to smash their fucking faces.
Oh, no doubt about it.
Through the train, and you let go, and then you go, I'm at the show, and I'm fine, and nothing actually happens.
Right.
So you go, can you do? But in those moments after I left, it felt like I wanted to throw up with anger. I was like, oh, you fucking motherfuckers.
Oh, I've been there.
Because, I think I hate it. And again, it's just removed from racialness, whoever it is, just bullies. You're fucking bullies. And bullies to me are the worst kind of fucking people. Of like, there's 6 of you, so and if it was just one of them, he'd just be sitting there, quietly going,
Exactly,
blah, 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 blah.
exactly.
You're hawking loogies on a guy that's sleeping. You're threatening a fucking guy just looking at his phone. Fuck you, you fucking pieces of dog shit.
Get a life. Grow up and have some consideration. Imagine that was flipped. I would love to tie one of those kids up and just drink a bunch of milk and hawk it all over them. How do you
Yeah.
like it now?
How do you like me now? Not that I'm on my way.
I think the point I'm making is there's no white empathy. Nobody goes, you poor white guy. I mean, that's a rough situation. And if you had gotten beat up, obviously it'd be way worse. But I feel like if that happens to a minority group, it's like, oh my God, that is horrible. That is racist. That is prejudice. But if it happens to a white guy, you go, yeah, it happens. Move on.
Yeah, it's a bummer, I guess, because of white privilege. So I guess you got to deal with that occasionally or whatever. But
Perks and ups and downs.
yeah, and then it happens both ways, and there's I don't know.
It just sucks that if you talk about it, you're the bad guy. That's what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah, it was a bummer, but ultimately, I'm fine, and I've lived here for many years, and that's the only time that's happened, I guess, on the train. So what can you do?
It's like that Colin Quinn joke where he goes, so this Mexican guy robbed me. He goes, oh my God, how could you say that in your true story? Or what's that joke?
Right. Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. But it's like, I'm just telling you what happened. Why am I the bad guy?
Right.
But yeah.
What can you do?
I know.
But it was harrowing, for sure.
Definitely harrowing. It pisses me off and it drives me crazy. That shit used to, my bike was stolen. One time a guy stole my bike and he stole my bike like in December and he rode past my house on Christmas morning. And it was the bike my parents had gotten me for Christmas.
Oh, jeez.
And my dad was like, there's your bike, motherfucker. And brutal.
And we're talking about this incident. Don't get me wrong. I'm well aware that this happens all the time. These kids have probably been victimized by the system.
And maybe abused.
And abused by whoever. The cops, probably fucking assholes. But this is a situation where I'm like, I wish the cops were here. I wish I was a cop and went, hey, you're under arrest. Fuck you.
Yeah. But then, you're arresting us, you're profiling.
Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know.
What do we know?
There's a lot of elements here. I will say one time I was with a friend who we both know. I'm not going to say his name. We were on the train together, and a couple youths were causing ruckus, and my friend had a laptop open, and they were like loudly. They're standing probably 5 feet away, going, "I'm gonna steal that motherfucker's laptop. I'm stealing that laptop, motherfucker. I'm gonna steal it." And he's just looking at his laptop, big guy, looking at his laptop, and they kept going, "I'm taking that N-word's laptop. That laptop's mine. I can't wait to bring it home." And then he slams the laptop. He stands up. And he goes, "Come and get it. Come and get it. You want to take my laptop? You want to take my laptop? Come and get the fucking laptop. You want it? Let's go!" And they're just like, "Hey, whoa, easy, man." And they walked off the train. It was amazing. I was standing there like, "You're my hero."
Right. Yeah, I wish that, that's why I always wish I had like some kung fu fucking business.
Oh, boy.
But even if I mean, 6 guys, I mean, it's
That's a
fucking
lot.
hard to take on
In
6.
the prime of their life.
Yeah, 6 people. So hopefully it's not the prime of their life. Hopefully they grow and learn and fucking get up and out and they have great lives and they feel bad about it
Get
years
a
later.
job.
Because at that age, like I said, I was running around fucking breaking things off. I was breaking shit and stealing street signs and knocking
Right.
stuff up. So I was a fucking piece of shit as well. Again, I didn't threaten people or fucking hawk loogies on people that were sleeping.
And again, they didn't do anything to you. I mean, they hocked a loogie on a guy. which
Yeah,
is
and who
fucked
knows?
up.
They were talking about robbing him. Maybe they did. Maybe they didn't. Maybe
Yeah.
they kicked him. I don't know. But
Right.
also, I'm sure that I'm sure they're doing something somewhere that's not fucking cool. If they're willing to fucking spit on a human being that's asleep.
Yeah. If you know the guy who was the junkie, call in. I'd love to hear what happened to him.
Yeah, the poor guy. I wondered too, because they were screaming so loud if he was A, dead, or B, just was like, I'm just going to pretend to keep sleeping. Or maybe he's just fucking in a complete heroin nod.
Yeah.
But man, there was part of me though that was hoping he would just jump up and stab them all with AIDS needles and fucking go crazy.
Fuck. God
I was like,
willing.
hope this guy's bionic and just gets up. And,
Yeah.
But anyways,
Wouldn't it be great to be a Luke Cage or like a superhero? We could just one punch and the guy goes through the metal door,
yeah, just like knock their heads
Yeah.
together and tie them all up and be like, you sons of
The thing
bitches.
where you hold one hand, you spin him with the other hand.
Yeah, but I'm fine, and a lot of people have been shot by police and they're dead, or
That's
they've
true.
been victimized of hate crimes and they got fucking burned and died.
But when I hear about a cop shooting a guy or fucking with a guy, I feel so bad. I feel horrible for them. I'm like, sucks. The system sucks. I just feel like you get no empathy.
Yeah, but I feel like a lot of our sincere life. I think he's hearing this. He'd probably be like, shit, that sucks. I'm
That's
sorry
true.
you had to deal with that.
We love sincere.
I do think that there are plenty of members of the. I think there's actually a huge percentage of the black community, for the term that people use now. I
Yeah.
don't know, whatever. Maybe that's an insulting term, whatever. Black people that are like, that sucks. I'm sorry that fucking happened.
That's true. What am I
And
talking about?
yeah, I think they're like, it sucks. All right, we gotta go. What are we plugging? Oh, we gotta thank the Future Thieves.
Yes.
The guys on the train there. I'm kidding. That's the name of a band, the Future Thieves.
Great band.
They are not the Future Thieves, just Future Thieves.
Yes.
And they sent us a bunch of nice stuff. They sent us
Real care package.
an album and some T-shirts and some koozies. A big old T-shirt, extra large. That's a little insulting, Future Thieves. What the hell?
Ouch.
We're little guys here, for God's
Yeah,
sakes.
come on.
What am I, a fat fuck here? I'm only kidding, but they sent a beautiful handwritten letter. That was it.
Yeah.
And beautiful penmanship on the Thieves. And check out this band, Future Thieves. They're great. They're going to be playing the Knitting Factory, which is a great comedy venue.
Yes.
In Brooklyn on November 2nd. And then they're playing the Rockwood Music Hall November 4th, Stage 3 in New York.
Beautiful
And
room.
we played some of the album before the show, and they're really fucking great. So check them out, and they're fans of ours, and they sent us some stuff. So thank you guys for listening to the podcast. We appreciate it. It's really nice, and thanks for the care package here. This is amazing. I will treasure this note. It was really sweet and sincere. The Future Thieves. Not the Future Thieves. Future Thieves.
Thieves.
It's like I'm saying the Tuesdays with Stories.
Right. Yes. Thanks. Yeah, these shirts are hip too. I love them, and I can't wait to hear the record.
Hip and cool. I got a bunch of dates coming up. Doing all these Louis dates, so you'll see me out there, folks. And then Rooster T. Feathers, November 10th through the 13th. I keep plugging that one. And Laugh Boston, Christmas weekend, December 21st, 22nd. I know it's a ways away. I can't remember what my stuff is. But check me out on Twitter, Instagram, at Joe List Comedy.
What about the Limelight?
Limelight happened last
That was a good
Wednesday.
show.
It was
Good
killer.
show. Yeah. I'll be in L.A. all weekend, so come out to the Forum and whatnot. Then I'll be at San Francisco Punchline, one of my favorite clubs. I got to run this hour, folks, and I hope the link for the special on November 17th is out. We have locked down the synagogue. It is a go. And it's a beautiful venue, so please come out to the special. It's going to be an 8 o'clock and a 10 o'clock show. I believe it's on a Thursday, whatever the hell the 17th is of November. And come on out. Bring your Tuesdays, smiles, and Tuesdays, and call me and blow me. And I love you all, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
This has been a Stand Up Labs production, powered by digital media. Subscribe to new and archive episodes wherever you listen to podcasts, and find all of our shows at standuplabs.nyc.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Aha!